Our next speaker, John Lovell, is the Director of Development for Habitat for Humanities of the St. Vrain Valley. He's been a resident of Longmont for almost 16 years. He's also a professional photographer and the owner of Visual Impact Photography and Design. During his corporate life, he was a marketing and sales leader in a number of high-tech companies and several startups. John was a volunteer at St. Vrain Habitat for 12 years prior to joining the staff, and he started the Habitat Restore here in Longmont that's now located at Sherman Drive. So at this time, the title of his presentation is Habitat for Humanity. Let's give John a welcome here.
Thank you.
Whenever you need it.
All right. Great. Well, thank you for having me tonight. We've been very fortunate. We've had a Habitat for Humanity in this town for 25 years now. We just celebrated our 25th anniversary, and I was interested to note that Marta, who was in El Comité, is still part of El Comité, was actually one of our founding board members. So just an extra little thing I learned. Habitat has built 59 homes here in the St. Vrain Valley. Of those 59 homes, 55 still have their original homeowners. 55 of those homes have been built in Longmont, 4 in Dacono and Frederick in the Carbon Valley. That's what we call our service area. Want to tell you a little bit about our strategy. We currently have plans to grow from 4 to 6 homes. We currently have 2 under construction here in Longmont. And we're excited that we've gone to kind of a multi-unit thing because land is getting so expensive for us here. So we're doing more townhomes, that sort of thing. We've also been in and out of the Carbon Valley, and what we've decided is we want to commit to building in there on an ongoing basis. This year we're building 1 home. In 3 years we hope to be building 3 homes a year out there. So this is a family breaking ground for their home. There we can still afford the land, so we're able to build single family homes. One of the things we've had before is a program called Brush with Kindness, and we wanted to step that up as an organization and begin a real critical repair program. So here's a wheelchair ramp we built for a woman out in the Firestone area, and we were looking to do and increase that to do about 3 of those projects a year. The final part of our strategy was we have a thing called the Keys Community. This is a program that's really unique to Flatirons Habitat and Habitat for Humanity of the St. Vrain Valley. Here we bring families together and help them really do some real planning about their lives, figuring out how they can stabilize their lives, and then we bring mentors alongside. But of course, then came the floods. And I'm very happy to say that there wasn't a single Habitat home that was affected, not only here, but in the entire state of Colorado. So the hundreds and hundreds of homes that have been built, actually there's over 1,000 homes now built in Colorado, they were not affected. But we recognized that this was an opportunity and a challenge for us. Habitat's done a pretty good job of sharing with the world our impact in working in places like Katrina and like Sandy. Joplin, Missouri was another example. So we were able to get folks from our international offices in Americus, Georgia out to help us figure out what should we be doing? What is really our role as a Habitat affiliate? And that they visited us, the folks in Greeley, the folks in Fort Collins, really helping us plan a strategy at a state level to respond to the flood. And the unfortunate thing that you see in some of these pictures is these were not the mansions that were affected. These were what we call affordable housing. And a lot of that in this state, over 20% of our affordable housing are mobile homes. So one of the things we did, we quickly decided with some guidance from international, the best thing is not for us to go out and clean. We literally contacted our thousands of volunteers and encourage them to help with other organizations, Samaritan's Purse, Convoy of Hope, folks like that. We got them engaged with those organizations, and we set about building a program that we've called Rebuild the St. Vrain Valley. And that's really got 2 elements to it. We've got an element that talks about repair and trying to fix damaged homes, restoring people to their properties. And then we've got an element of building new homes for those that lost their homes in the flood. So very quickly, I'm not going to try and read all this slide that's coming up, but wow, I didn't put that sound effect in. We're working with families in the 0 to 80% AMI range. That's for a family of 4, the numbers you look at. They've got to live in the St. Vrain Valley School District, and they have to have applied for FEMA. We've already started doing a lot of work. We're finding a lot of work needs to be done in fixing the insulation down in basements and crawl spaces to make those homes really livable and affordable, continue to make them affordable for folks. We're rebuilding a number of basements. That's a project that we're taking on. We've been very blessed by our community to have received funding not only for a lot of materials from the donations that many of you, I'm sure, gave to Longmont Community Foundation and such, but we were also able to hire a full-time person, and that is his responsibility. That's actually him in the very back there in the blue shirt. But I wanted to use this picture because, understand, look at the age group that we have there volunteering to help this family. This is something that anybody of any age can do, and it makes such a huge difference to these families and what can happen. So they finished that project. We've moved on to some others we've got. But our biggest challenge is, how are we going to replace the hundreds of homes lost in Colorado, not just the St. Vrain Valley, but in other parts of the state of Colorado? And that's really the challenge that we're beginning to grapple with as we look toward this coming year. And it's only exacerbated if any of you have been up into Lyons and seen the mobile homes and the homes that were destroyed. And we got a big challenge. We don't know yet where they're going to put the river. So how do we help somebody rebuild a home when they may not have the right, that it may not be the best choice to use that land? So this is the first family that's going to be joining us. This is the Soto family. God love this man. He has 4 daughters, and they lived in the Royal Mobile Home Park. We are going to be starting their home. So the next, I told you there were 2 under construction. The next 2, the Sotos will be living in one of those homes, helping to build it and live in that home. Finally, this is our website. I just wanted to point out where it says Volunteer Now. Click on that button. You can see both our building opportunities as well as our rebuilding opportunities. If any of you know folks that were affected by the flood, I've got applications with me tonight, and I've also got some literature on habitat. Thank you very much.
Okay, how many of you know, oh, he's already left. I was going to ask who knows Jerry Singwood. No, there he is. Okay, you know, I saw the thing for volunteers. If you see Jerry and he makes eye contact, he's going to get you to volunteer for something. So watch yourself. No, that was, you know, the amazing whole thing about what we just saw is what gives us the strength and the feeling that you really picked a great place to live. Because, I mean, when you think of Longmont, you hear all these things, these little catchphrases. And the other day I was at when they opened up Golden Ponds, and they had a button that really made a lot of sense. It said, "I love Longmont." And you know why? Because the people in Longmont love each other. I mean, it was absolutely amazing because if you see what happened after this flood, how people stepped up, people who had no tie-in with the people who lost so much, jumped up, stepped forward, volunteered, clean up, work, whatever you needed to do. The only really negative thing I saw that happened was my mother-in-law moved in with me for a while. But we've taken care of that. She's only going to be a block away now. I'm sorry. You know, it's wow. I can't go home tonight now.